Grand Theft Auto 4 means a lot to gamers, but it means even more to Sony and Microsoft. How will GTA's release on the 360 and PS3 impact the console war?
I think it's going to help the PS3, but in the end of the day, I mean, you have two huge factors going for 360.
And what does our panel think you'll see in the Xbox exclusive downloadable content this fall?
There's too many unknowns now. I mean, is the downloadable content going to look like a map pack in Ghost Recon?
Find out right here in the show that's yet to receive its hostile takeover bid, the bonus round.
Hey, we're back on the bonus round talking about Grand Theft Auto 4, which is coming out at the end of April. A huge release in 2008, and to discuss the game, we've got Michael Pachter, Pete Winott, and Chris Morrill to tell us about what they think of how this game is going to impact the console war. Now, this game is not coming out just for PlayStation 3. It's coming out for PS3 and Xbox 360. What does that mean, Michael?
You know, perversely, I think it's still coming out for PS3 primarily.
Right.
And I know there are more 360s out there, but
Even though it was developed first on Xbox 360.
absolutely.
Right?
I think that much like Halo has been branded as an Xbox game and now an Xbox 360 game, and people who own a 360 who owned an Xbox consider it their game.
Right.
GTA has always been a PS2 game, and I think there's a whole, large number, a large number of PS2 owners who have been waiting to buy their PS3 until this game comes out. So I think you're going to see a big spike in PS3 sales.
So what do you predict, since you're a man who's known for your predictions, what do you predict the April sales for PS3 and 360? Where are they going to net out?
God, that's like so far out.
That's a month away.
Yeah. All right,
You predict
I'd say-
years in the future.
I'll say Xbox 360 numbers, with this supply constraint,
shortage.
who knows? Yeah, exactly. Xbox 360 sales will be 350 and PS3 sales will be 500. I mean,
Wow, so you think it'll bump up to 500?
Yeah, I think it'll be that kind of a difference. Now, I have an
So it'll help PS3 more than Xbox.
But I have an unfair advantage because I was in Best Buy yesterday and,
Right.
and trying to help a friend buy a TV, and the 4 separate Best Buy clerks just saw us watching TV, said, you need to go get a PS3 if you're getting one of those.
Oh,
So
for the Blu-ray,
clearly retail is pushing the hell out of
Right.
PS3. So I think PS3 is just going to do better, period. I don't think you get a price cut in front of it, and Microsoft is saying they did their price cut in front of GTA for that reason.
Right.
But yeah, I think it really helps.
Microsoft will do a price cut, you think?
Well, they did one in Europe, and they're saying it has nothing to do with
Right.
Sony. It's purely they want to get out in front of GTA.
Huh.
That was their official response.
Pete, what do you think? How is this going to impact the console? We're having the game on the two systems.
I mean, I think it's going to help the PS3, but in the end of the day, I mean, you have two huge factors going for 360. One is the fact that you have achievements, and the
Right.
second is downloadable content. I mean, we're not going to get the same kind of downloadable content on PS3, so
Right.
and I think Microsoft will start to bill it as if you want the full GTA experience, you can only get that on 360. I think Sony dropped the ball in terms of not getting that same content for themselves.
Right.
Do you think there's anybody alive who really wants to be on Xbox Live, but it's been waiting until GTA came out to buy a 360 and sign up for Xbox Live?
No, but I think that people will, if I have a choice, like I'm going to go and buy it on 360.
So maybe,
I know
I can get the
so
full
maybe the
game.
existing console
I think
owners will
that's
buy it
right.
on 360, but in
Right.
terms of moving new hardware, you're
That's
saying
what I'm
it'll
saying.
move more PS3s?
I think Blu-ray is going to move more PS3s.
too.
At,
Right.
at that point, I mean, it's just like now all of a sudden the PS3 is really relevant. So.
Right. Well, Chris, do you think the game, is it going to be the same game on both platforms? I've actually only seen the PlayStation 3 version that was still in development. Have you seen both? I mean, do we know?
Yeah, I mean,
any
I think
difference?
it's hard to tell at this point, but I think it's going to be close. I think it's not going to matter as much as people are saying. I think the PS3 development kind of lagging behind was probably a big reason why they pushed the game back to this April. But
Right.
I think in the end, Rockstar has a pretty good track record, so I don't think there's going to be too much of a problem.
Except if you play Bully on 360, right? Now, Michael, Pete mentioned something that is a big deal. Xbox is talking about these downloadable episodes. First one's coming out this fall. People have told me that they think Xbox is really going to brand the downloadable episode as a new GTA game almost and do a huge marketing push like that's their Halo for the holidays along with Gears of War. If they make a lot of noise about that now in April, is there a risk, you think, that some PlayStation owners are going to say, hey, I got to move to Xbox because the full experience is on 360?
Yeah, I mean, of course there's a risk, and Microsoft, I think the biggest advantage they have, aside from first mover over Sony, is that they have Xbox Live, and
Right.
it really is an amazing experience, and guys who want to play multiplayer that's where you go.
Right.
And Sony's just not going to be there. But there's too many unknowns now. I mean, is the downloadable content going to look like a map pack in Ghost Recon, or is it going to look, is it going to be
Well, the other thing
25
that I
new
think,
levels?
for me, you think about Grand Theft Auto, I mean, so many people don't even finish the Grand Theft Auto games. And it's like if it's more story, more missions, I don't know what the percentage is, but I would think the vast majority of
3%?
Yeah, the vast majority of Grand Theft Auto players don't finish the game.
I
so there's
just
so much
finished
content
GTA
left
3
there.
last week, so that's
Sure,
that's where I
doctor.
am. No, I mean, I think I stopped San Andreas after about 25
So the thing is, so
levels,
is it,
yeah.
it's great that there's new content, but if you haven't finished what's already there on the
Right.
game disc, do you care about downloading more stuff?
And I think hardcore Xbox Live guys absolutely care. I'm not sure it's a driver for console sales, but it's going to be a driver for Xbox Live memberships, which is where I think Microsoft's going. They would like, of the 5 or 6 or 7 million active Xbox Live members, and there's like 12 members, but of the 6 million active downloadable members, they want that to go to 9.
Right.
And that'll happen with GTA. People will sign up for Xbox Live if that's the only way you can download content. So it's less about selling GTA than it is about selling Xbox Live as a service, and I think that's pretty meaningful.
Now, this game coming out in April. It was supposed to come out last fall, October. They pushed it to April. Is it a good time to bring out a game, Pete?
I think it's a great time. I'm so sick of everybody saving all their games for the holiday season. It's like, they don't think gamers have anything else to do. It's like,
Right.
Especially on a game where
refit. We can get in shape. We can get in shape for summer.
But in terms of taking, I plan on taking time off just to play GTA. Like,
Right.
I think it's going to really hurt, like Iron Man box office in terms of movies that come out that same weekend. It's like, you shelve the going out to the movies. Like, sit home and beat GTA.
Wow. Now, Chris, how does this impact the rest of the game publishers? Because a lot of publishers have tried to do these sandbox games. We've seen, from True Crime to Godfather to Saints Row, all these other games. None of them have ever had the impact of a GTA. Do you think other publishers are basically trying to, steer away from Grand Theft Auto now and just let Rockstar own that?
I think it's kind of accepted now. The sandbox genre makes it into so many other types of genres and different types of not realistic games, like kind of like GTA is. But I mean, you talk about Jack 2, these type, cartoony games that are using that sandbox mechanic. It's kind of accepted. I think people are still, you got Saints Row. Publishers are directly copying GTA's sort of formula, but no one has there's that GTA magic that no one's really been able to recreate, and I think that's what 4 has really shown us from what we've seen so far is that this Liberty City, it's a living, breathing city. It really feels like one.
Right. So competitively, do you think, the other publishers, they look at Grand Theft Auto 4, Electronic Arts is trying to acquire Take-Two and Rockstar in part because they want their hands on Grand Theft Auto 4, right?
Clearly. Those guys, I think the analogy for GTA and Rockstar is to Blizzard and Warcraft.
Right.
I mean, they invented a genre. They created something that no one else did very well before. You got a lot of guys trying to imitate it, and nobody's even close.
Right.
And I don't really get what it is about Warcraft that brought 10 million people in versus, Guild Wars with 1 million. And I don't really get why GTA sells 65 million units when, Call of Duty sells 7.
Right.
But there's something there. There's some, secret sauce. There's some magic elixir, and
What
EA
is the
wants
magic?
that. Well, I mean, as Pete was saying,
Save it for the
earlier-
next segment. When I come back, we'll talk about what the magic of GTA is next time in the bonus round.
Next time, our panel takes a look back at the history of the Grand Theft Auto franchise. What makes GTA so unique?
If you can think about doing it and you're a game player, you're like, I'd love to be able to do that in GTA, you usually can.
And why have no other publishers been able to duplicate the franchise's success?
Why does Star Wars work and Starship Troopers was a joke? What is it? And when you see Yoda the first time, it's like, he looks like a bug to me. I don't know what he is.
Find out next time, right here in the bonus round.